At the Changjiang supermarket on Casino Boulevard in Flushing, Queens, shoplifting is so rampant that even the live seafood isn't safe.
There was this one guy who came to shoplift. He packed 3 lobsters and put them in this bag. And then the claws came out and grabbed them. And then they all fell down. You would never imagine the things people take.
The market offers special prices on their seafood, but for customers who don't feel like paying it and wind up getting caught, store officials also have a special price for shoplifters to avoid calling the police.
The police don't especially think this is a crime. The most they'll get is 24 hours. That's the way the law is.
Store officials say that many accused shoplifters who plead poverty suddenly come up with the money they need to buy their way out of being arrested. And if they only have credit cards, well, the store accepts them too.
If there has to be a fine, then there's a fine. They just say, run my credit card, just like that. They take out their wallet and they have lots of money. They don't care.
For shoplifters who are less afraid of the police, store officials detain them and take their picture to post publicly around the premises. At the A&N Market on Main Street in Flushing, a manager monitoring the store's elaborate surveillance system said he charges shoplifters a minimum of $400 and usually winds up collecting it.
You know, sometimes they only steal $10 worth of merchandise, but they end up paying $400, you understand? And, you know, and that's a deterrent enough for them the next time. They're going to be like, you know what, I'm not going to go to that supermarket anymore to steal, you know?
Jason Sanchez says he has worked as a security guard at several Chinese-owned markets in the past that photographed and collected money from shoplifters.
The manager speaks to them, you know, then they discuss the price. You know, at ANC it was $400. They just beg, don't call the police, we'll do anything but pay whatever you ask, we'll take your pictures, whatever you want, just don't call the police, you know, that's...
Why?
The one that I remember was he was an illegal. He didn't have any cards, any kind of paperwork at all. So he knew that he would be in some kind of trouble, you know?
Store owners hope to seize upon the keen sense of shame and reputation within the close-knit Chinese immigrant community. It should be said that all the people shown photographed in this video have merely been accused by store owners and were not able to be reached for their side of the story.
And there's no indication that any of them have ever been charged by the police.
These walls of shame are prevalent. They can be found in this Chinatown store in Manhattan, which includes names and addresses and social security numbers on some Polaroids, and in this store under the Manhattan Bridge, which has been the subject of complaints from some shoppers who say they have been unfairly detained and searched. The Chung Fat Market in Flushing has a photo gallery along with a poster that announces fines of $500 and $2,000 for repeat offenders. But store officials here say they never really wind up collecting anywhere near these amounts. Officials at this market in Elmhurst, Queens, say they do not demand fines, but they insist that posting photographs does deter thievery.
They are worried about their reputation or something, and if they arrest, we must have some employee have a witness, but most of the employees cannot speak English very well.
So this is your own way of kind of enforcing the law in a way. I mean,
yes, our own way.
Some local activists have called the store's enforcement policies unfair.
To force another person to pay a few $100, that's extortion. You know, we do have the law in this country that we need to follow. Okay, like a lot of community members here, they do not have a legal status. So they have to face severe consequences.
Many store officials admit the tactics are ruthless, but they say the only way they can deal with the rampant shoplifting is by shaming the perpetrators into stopping.
We'll walk them around the supermarket and show everybody around, you know, what they're stealing, you know, and we'll have a manager come around and tell them, oh, this is a thief, you know, and we'll walk them around. You know, if that's the shame factor, if that's what really hurts them more than paying the money, then it'll work better that way, you know.
But that is truly the walk of shame.
It's truly the walk of shame. I've done it here before as well.